Morning. How's it going, Vince? Luke, what's up, bud? Look what I got this morning. Brad, how's it going, bud? So, as some or most of you know, this weekend, folks are coming. Little maker meetup hosted right here in Dad's garage. So I want to try to get some of the stuff ready. We're not going to be streaming or anything like we did with the NG build. We're just going to be hanging out, having a good time, working on some folks' projects, whatever. You know, we're going to drag out the smoker. We're going to smoke some chicken quarters and just have a good time. But in doing so, I need to get some stuff ready. All right? And some stuff cleaned up and yada, 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 yada. I've been working on it here and there. But now y'all are coming along for the ride. Death Cube, what's up, bud? So, first order of business. I've got these, all right? So these are DIN rails. I've got a bunch of them. Oh no, it's Mike. Cut these off of some scrap he had access to. Brought them out to me. I printed the little ends from the Vorons that mount them in the Voron Trident. And we are going to put them right here between the 2020 framing on the back of the workbench, like so. Now, I printed all the parts out. I don't have enough M5 by 16 screws and T-nuts to mount all of them, but I'm going to put a couple up there. Figure out some way to move those tools that are over there on the pegboard over here to the workbench where they're actually needed. Oh, yeah. Anything you have for DIN rails, absolutely, I can use them. All total, there's 18 of them, 6 DIN rails for each section. Finished off a roll of white ABS. Burning all the clips. So now I just need to order M5 by 16s and some M5 hammerhead T-nuts. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet you end up with quite a few of them. All right. Let's grab one of the drivers. Let's tighten this on. All right. Let's grab a level. Lovely, lovely. All right. Now, we have a DIN rail mounted up there. Oh, fuck yeah. DIN rail mounted outlets? Absolutely. Then I could plug stuff in back there. It'd be way easier. So, shout out to, oh no, it's Mike and Steven Marchado. Between the two of them, they came up with this idea for DIN rails back here, and I absolutely love it. I think it's going to be way more useful than multi-board or anything like that would have ever been. Now, here's the theory, and we're going to test it. All right. Here's the mount that my bondage drivers go into for the pegboard. All right, now this is printed in PLA. So what I'm thinking is we take generic DIN rail clip, and then wait a minute, this is printed in ABS. This is ABS. So here's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to take and we're going to just snip these off the back of this. We cut all the posts off. Captain, good morning. I saw your post over on your Discord, man. That's fucked. That is fucked up. Now, actually, this one's a little bit more beefy. So we're going to take this. We're going to get my acetone and ABS slurry going over here. We're going to put some of that on here. We're going to put some of that on the back of this, like so. Then we're just going to acetone weld these together. Like so. Now, just for the hell of it, I've got M2.5 self-tapping screw. Now again, this is all like proof of concept right this second. We're gonna grab see if a washer will fit down in here. Nope. All right, so take this self-tapping screw. Grab our electric screwdriver. Lovely bubbly. And we're going to attach that on there. I think I'm even going to take, so these that I designed, I'm going to take, modify a din rail clip to have like a little shelf on the bottom of it so that it'll be able to be mounted to the bottom of this. Print it in PLA and gloop it right onto the bottom of it. All right, let's come back over here. This isn't quite dry, but there's our holder for our Bondus drivers. We're Havoc. We're working on cleaning up the shop some, and the framing that I put on the back of this workbench, we're putting din rail across it so we can mount whatever we need on the around this workbench with din rail clips. Yes, Death Cube, you absolutely can. Let's pull those out. All right. So there we go. So these came in the mail yesterday. I did a short on these, but holy hell did that short not do anything at all. So we got the Ouroboros board came in. From Isaac's Tech. And here's the board. Now this board runs 2 servos, right? Look at those giant capacitors. 80 volt, 470 microfarads on these capacitors. All this to drive 2 steppers. Or not, well, steppers with encoders. Giant freaking heat sinks on those TMC drivers. Now, when one of your stepper motors comes in a box a quarter the size of a Delta Flyer, you know you're working with something here. So here's your stepper, and then it's got the encoder on it. You've got all your wires for your encoder, and then you've got your 4 wires for your stepper. Big long shafts on this. Yeah. So these are again from Isaac's Tech. These are the equivalent basically to the LDO Speedy Powers steppers, I think. Audio 2504 steppers, essentially. If you're looking for a comparison. Yeah, I like it. So the wiring has some level of shielding to it. They are quite impressive. They will be going on to the Trident. I found some others that are the Stepper Online steppers that used to be on the Trident before I switched over to the classifieds, that come with encoders. And then I found somebody in chat actually sent me a link for encoders that you can add to your steppers, so I could, in theory, add them to the classified motors if I wanted. So I'm probably going to pick up some of those. That way I can do some experimentation along the way. Because the classifieds at least have a shaft long enough for double shear. So also, I have the option to go 2-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive, obviously I can't use the Ouroboros board. But I have a deal worked out with a guy. I'll be picking up a Big Tree Tech Kraken board from him. Jimmy John, what up, brother? Beads 3D RC. Love it, man. Do you do content on 3D printed RC? Because if you do, I'm coming to check your channel out, brother. Okay, so what's the advantage of using servos instead of just high-powered steppers? Servos, aka encoded stepper motors. Servo is basically a stepper motor with an encoder on the back of it. That is what a servo is, right? So if, right, let's say you're accelerating in your print, right, and you get a misstep, right? The stepper doesn't go where it's supposed to. Say it was supposed to go 200 steps, and it skipped a step and only went 99. With a normal stepper motor, that's going to result in, you know, a layer shift, failed print. With servos, the board, now the way this works is all that processing is done on this board. So it handles it itself. It takes the commands from Clipper. In fact, Jimmy, did you work with Isaacs on some of this? It knows that it only went 99 and auto corrects it and moves it that extra one step. So it auto corrects. I think there's some folks out there. I know Reth has it. There's a bunch of folks that have it coming and are installing it. You're going to see quite a bit more of this board. It is not an inexpensive setup. So each one of these steppers is $50. The Ouroboros board is $350. So it is not an inexpensive way to go. For the average person printing their Flexi Dragons, this is way overkill. To the point where you'd never, ever utilize it. So just to add up what is happening with the Trident rebuild, you've got Ouroboros at 350, two servos at 50 a piece, that brings you up to $450. You've got the Tube Air, which adds another $250 to that. That brings you to $700. You have the takeoff tool head and fans and everything like that. That's another $300 there. That's $1,050 just in that. EBB 36 Gen 2 board, that's another $40. You've got eventually the snapping turtle, as soon as that actually starts shipping. So there's another $50. You've got extruder that I still haven't figured out, because nobody makes an extruder that meets the requirements. The Kraken steppers are fantastic steppers from what I understand. I haven't used them. When I was picking steppers, I was going back and forth between the classifieds and the Krakens, and I ended up landing on the classifieds. But as far as I understand it, the Krakens are fantastic steppers as well. So you're not going to be disappointed with that Death Cube at all. Yeah, closed loop stepper motors, servos, encoded steppers, all that kind of terminology. Effectively, same result at the end. There might be some minor technical differences between them that I'm not aware of. Cloudhammer, what's up, bud? All right. Another day in someone else's paradise. That sounds about right. So, before I forget, I've got 5 more gifted memberships I'm going to send out to everybody. So somebody's going to get some. I didn't see her. You got some bash videos? Nice. If you go check out, now the videos they're old now, man. But if you go back and check out my old channel, it's called the Pope NJ. I've got some old RC content on there. B-Dog, what's up, brother? Welcome to the Garage Crew. Matt. Herb. Robert. I haven't seen Robert in a while. Tech World and Imran. I've got a Losi Mini T still, and I got a CRC carpet knife still. That's the only thing I've got. I went through some rough times and had to sell off everything I had. Oh, this is one of Luke's cups. He was kind enough to gift it to me. Mike, what's up, brother? Look at what we did. We got the first of the DIN rails up, man. I've got all the parts printed. I just need to get a whole bunch of M5x16s and M5 hammerhead T-nuts. All right, so let's put this stuff away. There's that. Lovely. Tech World, what's up, man? We are just working our way through doing some cleanup and whatnot, getting ready for company this weekend. So, let's see. So, I did some work. This screen and this mount doesn't line up with the mounting holes for the screen mount for these skirts. So, I got to redesign skirts. For the I got to redesign a screen mount for the NG. Well, let's do the math real quick. Where's my calculator? 18 times 4. $72. So picking up 100 count, I think is going to be the best option I have. I did get some stuffs and things installed on the back of this. There we go. This is the back of the NG. So I got the 5-volt power supply mounted. I got the SSR mounted. I got this cover so I could run the wire around for the Z stepper. I installed the BD sensor on the tool head. Not a crazy amount of stuff. I got this fan wire extended and ran over. So I didn't do too much without y'all, but I did do a little bit. I've got a whole bunch of blaster parts printed. So this blaster is essentially going to end up looking like the Crush, but it'll fire mega darts instead of regular half darts. This is printed in Zombie Hedgehog's red filament. Zombie was kind enough to gift me a roll of it at 3D Printopia, and I promised him I would build a blaster with it, and that's what I am doing. As well as Ambrosia's titanium anno PLA. So that's a awesome looking blaster by the Shoeless Historian called the Reaver. It's still technically in beta. You can order a hardware kit from Bears Wares for it, but you can't get the files except for Shoeless Historian. Buttonhead or socket head doesn't matter. It doesn't matter either way. So, also, I've got some these little 4-ounce bottles, and I've got a whole bunch of this. Everybody that comes out this this weekend is going to get themselves a 4-ounce bottle of or 120 ml bottle of the bed adhesive we recently made. So that's will be fun. Yeah. All right. Carry on with the cleaning ups. There's something in my eye. There we go. Also, so if you look right over there, you see all the racks of filament. I've got a piece 2-foot by 4-foot piece of this 3/4 inch plywood that I used to build this workbench left. I'm going to take those down to normal height and build a bench that those can slide underneath of, that I can put some more 2 more printers up over there. I just need to figure out a way to manage the filament. What is going on here? All right. It was looking like I wasn't live for some reason. Am I still live? Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody? Anybody here? All right. Well, at least I'm still going. You guys get some tunes going. Let's almost got the workbench cleared. Nice. Yeah, I was really into 12 scale pan car for carpet racing. I did a lot of monster trucks. I raced I had an HPI Savage that truck was like $6,000 into that thing. I ran it against the 8 scale Truggy class, and even with a monster truck dominated against Truggies, I do not say that that's a good idea or a good use of money to modify an RC monster truck to run against Truggies, but alas, I did. And then A scale buggy and Truggy. I would love to get back into it. I don't think I'd do nitro again. If I got back into it, I'd just do electric. As fun as nitro is, electric's just faster. And arguably easier to deal with. I can just charge up some batteries, walk outside, and go have some fun. There's no shops local to me, so it's not like I can run around the corner and grab a gallon of nitro or anything like that. So, all right. We got that moved. The screwdriver mount is also ABS. So I can modify this as well. We'll just cut our tabs off of here. Let me get my screwdrivers mounted up on the workbench. Let's go get our
The future.
acetone. Yeah, but I really enjoyed the nitro. There's the sound and the smell of nitro RC, and I really had a lot of fun modifying motors and tuning and all that stuff. I really had a lot of fun doing it. Nice. I never did any 10th scale stuff. Wondering how heavy duty I would have to make DIN rail clips or something to hold up my soldering stations.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution.
I never did much with planes. I learned how to fly the RC helicopters. Obviously I got a DJI drone. But yeah, I never did much with that. Let's do a little experiment here. Let's go over to printables. See what kind of DIN rail stuff we've got over here on printables. Raspberry Pi DIN rail.
Inside lane, missing exits, glued to the pavement. Between the lines, I'll keep my gaze straight ahead as the last stop flies by. No more waiting for the gun to fire. No more walking through revolving doors. I've gone around once.
Trying to see if there's like something really heavy duty. See anything. Let's do this real quick. Open up a slicer. I always wanted a RC boat. They had some really cool RC boats there for a while. And then Traxxas put out one that was like inexpensive. So there were some good options. All right, so new project. There we go. All right, here's this thick boy. Now, take and flip this. Apart. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Apart. Center. Center. You scale this down. Stick step in here. Scale this in. Move it again. Here. Leave a little bit more room for that to function, I guess. Then we just gotta print some supports on there, like so. And then we've got some clips that I can print, and they'll have a little shelf, and I can gloop them to the bottom of these and mount those up there. Tiger Viking, what's up, bud? Ah, big fish scale thing, Captain, probably. All right. I'm gonna say that this thing is probably good now. So we'll put that over here. Get our screwdrivers. Yikes.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Come in just like the sunrise.
Just like that. Back to working on Tinker Atlas. Nice. That site is come along very nicely. Yeah, helicopters. You need to work your way up in the helicopter space.
Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your
Nice. If you guys haven't checked it out, check out Tinker Atlas. Tiger Viking works incredibly hard on that site. All right. How many rolls of filament do I got out? Get this black filament that I respooled. I'm almost out of plain black filament. This is all I have left out of the 10 kilograms that Polymaker sent me. This isn't the spool, but I just respooled what I had off of the 5 kilogram spool in here. Threw it in the dryer for 2 days, just so that it doesn't break and crack on the spool. All right, so I've only got 1 spool of filament out, so this bag needs to get added with the other bags. definitely a labor of love over there, Micro Viking. Hey guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Alright, that needs to go down there. Let's see, what do I got over here? Do I have... What kind of lumber do I have? Got like a 5-foot section of 2x6. That's it. So I need to get some 2x4s to make this bench. Captain, with all the issues you're having with your Anycubic that you've got now, would you really want to pre-order one of those? Guys, we gotta work together. We gotta see eye to eye on this and stop pre-ordering and backing Kickstarters. It is ridiculous that every printer now launches with a pre-order or a Kickstarter, right? And then they, or products or whatever it is, and then they spend 6 months to a year before they finally get the product to you. By then, the industry's moved on. You're getting a printer or product that is for 2 generations ago of printer, or is 2 generations outdated on tech. That doesn't work because they, as soon as they got your money, they stopped worrying about developing it and started developing the next fucking product. And then you got folks that are fighting to just, you know, they shelled out a couple $100,000 for this machine and they can't get support on it. The company doesn't give a damn about fixing the problem. They've got another Kickstarter that they're trying to run and do just enough to get, like, we've got to stop. This is fucking madness. I understand some of the smaller folks trying to get a product out. Like, it's a guy in his garage that designed something and he's trying to launch a product. That's what Kickstarter is for, okay? Maybe your second product. Maybe your third. But by the time you're a goddamn company with hundreds of employees, manufacturing facilities, distribution, and all that shit, you don't need Kickstarter anymore. You don't need pre-orders. Build the machine, design the machine, and go, hey guys, guess what? Here's a new machine. Go order it now. It's shipping now. Right? Maybe you announce it a little bit before, right? Like, hey guys, this is shipping Friday, and it's Monday. This is absolutely fucking insane. All it's doing is hurting yourself and everybody else. When we allow them to get away with it, they think it's okay. And they continue to do it. LTX, what's up, brother? I understand that it's a marketing tool, but we don't need 6 months of hyping up to it. We don't need to give them their money. If they want to announce it, hey, this is the new shiny thing we're working on. It's coming soon, TM. Great. But don't ask me to send you money. Or do this, right? So you've got some things out there that famously had pre-orders. Okay? Take the Tesla Roadster, the Cybertruck, right? So when Cybertruck was announced, I think it was $100 deposit for a pre-order, right? If Projects in Dad's Garage Printer Company, we're launching a printer and we want to do pre-orders. Hey guys, we've got this machine. Here's the tech demo for it, right? Proof of concept. Here's the machine to show that it works, right? Not an AI fucking render. I built one and it works. Let me show you. We're going to do pre-orders. You can secure your spot with a deposit fully refundable of $100. MSRP should be somewhere around $1,000 for this machine. And it should be launching Q3 of 2026. There's a pre-order. Okay? Not, hey, here's this AI render. Or here's a picture of it in CAD. We're going to do a pre-order. MSRP is going to be $1,000. If you pre-order it today, you can pre-order it for $8.99. Shipping sometime, maybe. We haven't even built one yet. We don't know if it fucking works yet. But you can pre-order hopes and dreams for $8.99. Or we're not doing, Projects in Dad's Garage Printer Company. It's just, hey, I'm Dad. I came up with this really cool pair of pliers. I made one pair of them. But in order to get mass manufacturing on these, I would run a Kickstarter on it. Okay? With this goal, because this is what I know. I've spoke with companies. This is what it is going to cost me to get these manufactured. Right? To get, I need, in order to do manufacturing on these, company tells me I need to place an order for 10,000 of them at $10 a piece. $100,000 is what I need to get this product off the ground. I'm gonna launch a Kickstarter for it. $100,000 goal, because that's what it's going to cost to get it manufactured. If we don't meet the Kickstarter, you're not out any money, but that's what I need to get it going. Because I'm one guy in a garage. I don't have a company. That's a Kickstarter. Later, Captain. Steven, what's up, bud? How was work last night? These companies are taking advantage. Yeah, exactly, Brad. Like, they don't know if it works. They don't want to take money out of their pocket to actually get the damn thing up and going. They want you to fund it, despite the fact that they're a multi-million-dollar company. They want you to absorb all the risk. That's not how it's supposed to work. Ford doesn't launch their new Mustang on Kickstarter. You know, you go in and pre-order a car, you pay a deposit, fully refundable deposit, and then you pay for it when you take delivery. Exactly, Clownhammer. And the problem is we allow it, okay? If tomorrow ProjectsInDadsGarage printer company decides that rather than funding the manufacturing for my 35th fucking fucking printer design that's the same as the last fucking 30, and I'm going to put it up on a pre-order instead, and nobody fucking pre-orders it, it sends a pretty loud message to me going, hey, dickhead, community's not dealing with it anymore. Figure it the fuck out. All right, sorry, rant over. Let me go over here. Let me export this as an STL. For exactly, LTX. Like there's, like I said, for the one-man shop that's just trying to get their first product off the ground, that's one thing. But for a multi-million-dollar company, it's another. All right. Let's come over here, close out this calendar. What is that? Open this up. And copy. I need this in PLA. Sports slice plate. Love it. All right. Now I need to find some PLA. Now to that yellow. Print some of these clips. Havoc. Listen, one thing you can rest assured on this channel is I will call it as I see it. Okay, for good or for bad. I try to make sure that I call out things that are just phenomenal as well, but other things aren't. So take for instance, right? I reach out to a lot of companies trying to work out deals to bring you guys content. A lot of companies have a really bad habit of instead of sending you an email back and saying, no, sorry, we can't at this time. You know, go pound sand. You're not big enough for us to care about, whatever, right? Instead of sending me a message to say, hey, the answer's no. They will just never respond to you. Back in November, maybe early December, I sent a message to Prusa, reaching out to Prusa to see if they'd be interested in, you know, or working together. I got an email back. The answer was no. It was still, you know, very nice, very polite email. It wasn't insulting. It was just, no, sorry, we can't. And I love that. That is infinitely better than never getting a response at all. Love it. Wasn't upset in the slightest because somebody took the time to sit down and write a message, and it was clearly not a, you know, canned response either. Somebody actually wrote out an email, a custom email, and sent it out to me saying no. And I respect that and I appreciate that because it's a sign of respect that you would take the time to write back and say no. It's extremely disrespectful to just ignore somebody. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's disrespectful. Somebody took time out of their day and thought enough of you as a company to write to you, and you don't have the same respect back to send it, just to send a simple email. All right, so when a company does it, awesome. So good on the person, man. And the lady that wrote back, extremely nice, extremely polite. You know, I appreciated that. Yeah. Print. Upload and print. All right. I wanted to do something with all this shit down here, but now I'm kind of not in the mood. I don't know why I have a whole bunch of rags down there. Let's mount a few more DIN rails. They're going to lower this one. I've not used that hot end. You gotta. What project are you thinking about putting it on? Let's go over here and get my level back out. I could even make mounts or something, put like cameras onto this or something. Let me go look it up. Mellow heat 4.4. All right, here we go. So it's got a very interesting self-leveling thing. It's got two little switches on there. Interesting hot end. Looks like it's got kind of like your Revo, your Rapido kind of heater block on there, and then a little PCB with 2 switches on it so that you can nozzle probe with it. When it pushes that up, it makes contact with those switches. Now, my concern is this. All right, that means this whole hot end is basically balancing off the springs inside of these 2 switches, right? For it not getting compressed. So I'd worry about how well the layer consistency would be. But you have to try it out and let us know, I guess. All right. Let's get some more din rails over here. Again. Put these over here. Yeah. They can. Put that over there. And then put soldering stations here and here. That are currently screwed over here to the wall. I think we're gonna mount those with like the boron style clips. There's a lot more weight on those, and the way the print orientation on those is going to be better. It can't be piezo because it's got 2 switches that's what it uses for. It compresses those 2 little switches on the board, I think. No, heat core 4. Let me go back and look this up. ADS. Oh, that's definitely not. Yeah, so when the nozzle, when it depresses against the bed, it just depresses these switches. Well, it seems like anyway. Could be wrong, I guess. I don't know. I don't have one in hand, so. What's up, Dave? How's it going, brother? Long time no see. No, I know it doesn't go in the nozzle. It sits. You got your heat sink, then the board, and then another part of the heat sink, and then when it lets the whole hot end go up against it and depress those buttons, it looks like. Not breaking much. Installing these DIN rails to mount stuff to. All right, that's printing. Let's do this. Hot air. Soldering station. This speaker out the way. I need to disconnect that. That doesn't work right with this. Back to Wireland for you. All right. Let's see. So, take our din rail, push it into one of these. Same thing on the other side. Get some screws and some T-nuts. One. Two. All right. Yeah, what happened to your enders there? 3D and T printing. All right. Okay. Let's see what we got here.
The ALPS pressure module is a pressure sensing solution designed based on the ADS 131MO2 chip. It comes in two kits. A V6 heat sink cooling kit. One is mellow heat core for UHF ALPS hot end. Then we take out the other parts of it.
1 second. See.
The V6. Assemble.
So
Put it on the Veron, then you can start using it. Except Veron, you can also use your own printer. However, it is necessary to customize and print supports according to your specifications. We bring new options to DIY 3D printing leveling. It is designed for 3D printers with automatic Z-axis homing and Clipper mesh bed leveling developed. Through high-sensitivity pressure detection and real-time signal processing, the module can accurately sense the contact state between the...
Yeah.
A V6 heat sink cooling kit. One is mellow heat core for UHF Alps hot end.
Interesting. All right. It was not. Actually, let me see. Let me think about this for a second. I think this can go down lower. There we go. And then end up mounting here with the station above it. Oh, there's two videos. I didn't see that. Let's see.
Installation video of HeatCore for Plus Alps. This tutorial is to install it on the Verizon
Let's see.
printhead. Let's see what's inside the package. There are these items in total. This is all the items in package. Then we start to install. We installed it on SHT-36V3. When using the leveling interface of the SHT-36 toolboard, you need to connect the jumper cap here. Then we take out the cable and press the terminals. This terminal is PH205 pin, which is in the box of the toolboard. Following this sequence, we'll connect the wires to the terminals. We only need a tiny bit of thermal paste.
All right, I see. There's a little chip inside of here. All right, that makes sense. What are you focused on there, bud? Holy cow, do you even know? Uh, uh, still sell new enders. Many were bought at Christmas. Many will be forgotten by Valentine's. Good Facebook sales for St. Patrick's Day. Nice. Not much, Luke. We're working. We cleaned up work area a little bit. Still working on this DIN rail setup. Got some stuff over there printing. I might leave this soldering iron over here. I can use it for heat sets. I can use it for soldering, whatever. Did I grab all short ones? I did grab all the short ones. Maybe go get a long one. Building some benches there, Luke. All right, so I need to print some Voron clips. And Voron DIN clips. Two, 4, 6. All right. You got 4 more enders there, Dave. Let's get some longer of these. All right. Let's see. See how. Good, good. Uh, put some more of these in. Get our tunes back, I suppose. Oh, Havoc posted some videos. Havoc, why do you have a big piece of PTFE tube coming out of the front of your extruder? Uh, an OG ender. Oh, okay. Like, what is going on here? I got a few projects I'd like to do with some enders, but I'm not paying more than the cost of the power supply to buy one. So, top dollar I'd pay for an Ender 3 is about $30 or so. Let's see. All right, so we'll mount one of these over here. Tighten this side up, and then we'll level it from. All right, let's put a level up here. Shit, this is gonna be right in the way of my bench grinder. That is no bueno. And the monitor mounts right there, so we can't go any higher. All right, so until this car gets evicted from the garage, that's not going to work. We'll come back over here. And we'll put one more of these up for today. A DIN rail printer? No, I don't think so. Uh, okay. Uh, yeah, your grand openings this weekend, right? Or soft opening, whatever. Uh, all right, that bottom one, we'll hold these. because these have got to come way out. Smarter to move them up here. So that there's nothing above them. Yeah. Yep. Put some tweezers up here. Yeah, it'd be nice to have UPS is big enough for my printers. I got one that the Mac's plugged into, but that's it. Yikes, dude. All right. Holy cow. It's 12:30. We've been doing a whole bunch of nothing for 2.5 hours. Or 2 hours. Jesus. All right, guys. I guess we're going to call it there. Congrats to those that got gifted some memberships today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all those YouTuber things. Consider becoming a member. From now on, and the Trident is going to be done in video format, but from now on, all long form format videos will go live as member only videos 1 week prior to going live for everybody else. So if you're a member, you'll get access to long form videos a week prior to everybody else. And there's going to be some good things coming in long form videos. Now, outside of that, guys, have a great day. We'll see you back here Friday night for the Makers Making podcast at 7 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys haven't caught that, you really should. I think most people will agree that it's a pretty good time. Just roundtable discussion, talking about different stuff in the community. It's fun. I get wound up sometimes, most of the time. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one.